They spent over $14,000 to block my driveway with 5 boulders the size of refrigerators. Why? Because I told them they couldn't illegally repave a public road. I'm the county road engineer. I design infrastructure for a living. Drainage, grading, culverts. I've been in this job for 17 years. My driveway. It connects directly to a county-maintained easement, legally public land. But ever since our HOA board got a new president, she's been on a bizarre mission to privatize everything, starting with the street I live on. The first red flag came wrapped in a polite little lie. A friendly reminder notice showed up taped to my garage. It said my driveway encroached onto HOA land and needed to be removed within 14 days to avoid escalated enforcement. Now, I knew this was nonsense. That section of road was mapped in the original 1982 plat survey, filed with the county. And I should know, I've accessed it 100 times in our GIS system. Still, I thought maybe it was a misunderstanding. So I emailed the HOA president. She replied within minutes. The tone? Icy. She said, "Our attorney is reviewing this." No mention of the survey. No effort to clarify. 2 days later, it escalated. I came home from work and found a pink citation fluttering under my wiper blade. HOA violation, unauthorized driveway access across private common area. Fine, $250, recurring weekly. They were treating a public road like their private courtyard. And trying to make me pay for it. I called a special meeting. Or tried to. They rescheduled it without notifying me. When I showed up anyway, the clubhouse was locked. The blinds were drawn. My neighbor, Tim, he's a retired firefighter, texted me a picture of the board members inside, sitting around a laptop, laughing. Something was off. I requested the HOA's meeting minutes and budget under our bylaws. Silence. So I filed a formal demand through certified mail. 3 days later, I woke up to find my name on Nextdoor. Someone had posted a blurry photo of my driveway with the caption, "This man is stealing from the community." Replies poured in. Entitled much? Tired of these freeloaders. Then someone doxed my wife. Knowledge nugget number 1, HOAs must hold open board meetings unless they're in executive session. If you're locked out, that's a violation. But here's where it goes from surreal to criminal. I pulled satellite imagery from the county's engineering department and overlaid parcel boundaries. Guess what? The common area the HOA claimed my driveway invaded wasn't even in their name. It belonged to the county. Which means I, as a licensed engineer, had more legal right to that land than they did. That's when I found her. Marjorie J. Lanning, former HOA president. She stepped down 6 years ago after a bitter recall election. But she never really left. The new president? Her niece. The HOA attorney? A friend from her church. Marjorie had built a shadow government, quietly pulling the strings, rewriting bylaws, and bleeding the reserve fund into her consulting company. She'd privatized 4 green spaces. Installed security gates without permits. Charged residents $900 for stormwater improvements that never happened. And now, she was coming for the public right-of-way. I filed a notice of intent with the county. Within 48 hours, I got a visit from a county sheriff. Someone had reported me for grading without a permit. They claimed I'd excavated a storm channel into HOA property. It was a drainage swale that I'd personally designed and installed with a permit 4 years ago. Knowledge nugget number 2, false reports to law enforcement are criminal. If you're being harassed, request the report number and verify who filed it. But the final straw? The rocks. I was driving home when I saw the crane. 5 boulders, each tagged with a neon orange X, being lowered onto the edge of my driveway. Blocking it entirely. No warning. No call. No permit. The invoice? $14,288. paid from the HOA's reserve account. I stood there, speechless. Then I turned, walked into my garage, grabbed my transit level and a steel measuring tape. And I got to work. Screenshot this clause and tag a friend who needs HOA armor. County-maintained right-of-way easements shall not be obstructed by private entities, including HOAs, without express county approval. Title 13, Section 408. I filed an emergency cease and desist with the county's legal department. Submitted photographic evidence. Mapped parcel overlays. Flagged misuse of community funds. And then I called Channel 9. That same night, the story ran. HOA blocks driveway of county engineer with giant boulders. By morning, it had 312,000 views. Neighbors started knocking on my door. Tim offered to help draft statements. Maria, the one who used to avoid eye contact, handed me a thumb drive. It had 23 board meeting recordings. All secretly recorded. One clip. Marjorie laughing, "He can flash his engineer badge all he wants. We'll bury him in gravel." Another. The niece saying, "If the county fights back, we just tell people it's about property values." I gave it all to the county attorney. Depositions began the next week. They froze HOA spending, appointed a financial trustee, and subpoenaed Marjorie's company records. She panicked. Tried to resign. But it was too late. Knowledge nugget number 3, HOA board members have fiduciary duties. If they mismanage funds or violate bylaws, they can be personally liable. The board was dissolved. A special election was held. And the boulders? They were removed, at Marjorie's expense. A year later, I helped draft a new charter. One that banned relatives from serving simultaneously. One that required public budget reviews. And yes, one that recognized the public right-of-way as off-limits. We also started a scholarship fund for civil engineering students, named after Tim. He passed away that fall. I still miss him. The neighborhood changed. Slowly. People smiled again. Kids played near the creek without getting yelled at. And no one used HOA as a threat anymore. But one thing still haunts me. The voicemail left on my work line. For months after the boulders were removed. It was Marjorie. Her voice, low, unsteady. "You think this is over?" she said. "You haven't even seen the plans under Phase 2. Next week, the city that tried to steal a solar farm